Well, well, well. Where are we today? Let's wait for all of you to join, or for you to start joining this stream. And I will make in the meantime an announcement. Yesterday, chat on through this app let me down. So that's why I want to have more followers. If followers exceed 1,000 in number, in that case I can stream directly from YouTube, and there shouldn't be as many issues as with using third-party apps. So please help me reach that level of followers by subscribing to my channel, by liking the video that you see, and by putting a bell next to subscribe sign to know when next video will come out. Anton, hi, so good to see you. So where are we? People who watched the same or similar stream or the beginning of yesterday's stream or the continuation of it, forget everything you heard yesterday, because we start from scratch. We are on an island which is located to the main island, next to the main island of Manhattan, and it's called Roosevelt Island. This place has a lot of secrets, and I will show most of them to you today. As you can see, subway in New York is not the best place because it's kind of shabby. It's whatever, but it's one of the newest stations, and this is the F train. One of the ways to get to this island is by subway. Only F train goes here. I will show you other ways as we get higher. Senator, I'm so glad to see you. Thank you for joining my stream today. And just in case connection breaks, this will be part 1 of today's stream. Please subscribe in case it does get disconnected, or if there are any technical issues, to be able to join other parts of watching this video. It will be really interesting, I promise you. This is the deepest subway stations and T stations in the whole New York. So we just took one elevator. We're now taking second elevator. Well, the longest elevator was the one we took last time during live stream inside of Grand Central Station. This one is separated into several elevators, but this is by far the deepest station where I have been so far in New York. Nibul, so good to see you. I hope that other people will join, including Lizzie, Roberto, Frank, Patrick, Cleo from Canada. So let's just wait a few minutes. If not, and if you guys are watching this during afterlife, so I'm just saying hi to you as well. I will show you a lot of interesting places today. I've been to Roosevelt Island so many times for different reasons, including but not limited to seeing sunset, which is one of the best views in the city. Secondly, for cherry blossom, and just to walk around in the calm area of this island. Now they have a construction here on subway, so this is the third escalator we're taking, and I think that's the last one, which I hope. It's deep enough. As Nightbot reminds you, please remember to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and click bell sign for notifications, for future notifications. The name of the station is called Roosevelt Island. There are two stations with similar name. One is Roosevelt Island, and which is here in Manhattan, and the other one also has Roosevelt Island in its name, but it's located in Queens. So yesterday when we went out of subway, we went straight ahead. But today we will start with a different location. That's where most of history of this island is. So, just as I was saying yesterday, in this booth you can ask questions, so this is for information, and you can also purchase tickets, but only if you have cash. If you have luggage, or if you're with a baby, the best way to enter would be through here, and unlike swiping your cards on the left side, you just insert your card and it's like swallowed by this machine, and then this door opens. A lot of times people, when the door is open, who don't have tickets, just pass through, which can end up in a fine, so better avoid it. Sure. So this is Queensborough Bridge, which was built in 1909. We will speak about it later as we go there, but first we go to the other side. Exciting. Hi, Roberto. Good to see you. Ruben, Misha, Walter. Good to see you all, guys. Yes.
You're doing a vlog?
I'm doing a vlog, yes.
From Roosevelt Island?
Sorry?
So you're from Roosevelt Island?
I'm sorry?
I said,
I'm not from Roosevelt Island. Oh, you are?
Yeah.
So do you live like in one of the buildings
I
here?
live in 510.
Do you rent, or do you have your own apartment?
Rent.
Is it like rent stabilized apartment
Yeah,
or?
no. It's regular, man.
Oh.
Most of these buildings wasn't here when I was younger.
Oh,
Like
when?
right here, like this building over here used to be a patch of older. This used to be grass. This is where we used to come and play out when we was younger.
Nice. So do you like this place?
Yeah, I like it.
Is it better than Manhattan, like the main part of Manhattan?
Yeah, because it's not too crowded.
That's what I
small.
see. Do you have
It has
a?
its ups and downs because it's so small, so you know, world travels fast.
Yeah.
Everybody knows everybody.
Yeah, that's true. It's like a
Always takes
big,
some
like a small village, right, within
Yeah.
the city. So how do you get to here? Do you always take train, or do you also take tram?
Yeah, I was about to say that. The train or the train.
So what is like you mostly use?
Or the what you call it, the drive here too.
You can drive. Yeah, I saw the bridge like in the middle of like next to Main Street, in the middle. Yeah.
That bridge right there. It'll take you right to,
Yeah,
right
yeah.
to the Queens. It's at Cotton Bridge. You take our bridge, you take it right over to the I forgot where it leads you at, but it's gonna leave you there somewhere in Queens, like on 21st Street, and then you take it straight down and come right over the bridge.
Nice.
If you keep walking further down, you're gonna see the bridge I'm talking about. It's like
Yeah. I think it's like it has like a metal on the bottom of it. I think I passed on it once.
Yeah.
So do you have like do all these apartments have like pools and gyms?
not all of them.
Not all of them, but
Some of them do though.
oh, I thought all of them do.
I know like these buildings are kind of newish, and those ones over there, so they have penthouses and stuff too. And they might have a pool. I'm not too sure, but I know they have gyms and stuff like that. But remember I told you when I was younger, all of this wasn't here. It used to all be a patch of grass.
This is a pretty new, like these buildings are pretty new, right? So the island is pretty new by itself. Do you know what it was called before?
The island?
Yeah.
This used to be an asylum.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know what it was called.
It was called Blackwell Island because like the family who owned it back then.
That's why we have Blackwell House.
Yeah, that's why.
We're about to pass it right now, actually.
Yeah, I was here yesterday and I saw it, and now I'm like doing a stream to show all this to my followers.
Really?
Yeah. Are you from New York?
Yeah, I'm from New York.
Can I show you?
Yeah, I don't mind. Time to follow me.
How long have you lived on the island?
30, huh?
What? Say again?
I said underscore SH30TTI. Double underscore after that.
How long have you lived on this island?
I grew up here for like 10 years of my life. Then I moved deeper into Queens. But like my family still lives here though. That's why you see me here right now.
Like your family, like parents?
Yeah.
Or your wife?
Parents, aunties, uncles. My grandma lives here. That's what I'm about to go see right now.
So your whole family lives here? How long have they lived here? Also for 10 years? Well, 10 years.
More than 10 years.
Oh.
20 years.
Wow.
30 years. They actually lived there for a long, long time.
That's impressive. Are you just visiting them now, or do you live on this island
I
now?
have to go take care of my grandma. Everybody went because there was like a definite family, so everybody went to everybody's scattered all over the place. Some going to Maryland, some going to Delaware. So they go, I guess, 2 separate funerals going on right now.
Oh,
And I just got stuck here. Me and my oldest brother, we got stuck here watching our grandma.
I see. Well, that's family relationship.
Like suburban, but you know, like that park here, I wasn't here when I was growing up.
So it's pretty new?
Yeah.
Like for kids, right? The park behind?
The park used to be over there with the trees off.
Yeah.
These buildings right here, these buildings have penthouses.
Uh-huh.
And these buildings are rent stabilized too.
Rent stabilized? Really? Even buildings like that?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like the building over there far in the back.
Yeah.
And you know how long it took them to build those buildings, like what you call it, like a year or two. It only took them 2 years to build that building.
To build it, 2 years. That's
And
pretty
it's a couple
fast.
buildings actually, like if you stand over here in the middle of the grass,
Yeah.
you'll see it's like a whole community over there.
Yeah. Wow.
There's a bunch of new buildings over
Well,
there.
I'll
All of
go
them
there
brand new
after.
Penthouses.
Looks super nice and like new and
And then this
expensive.
side right here is what we call the Queen side.
Queen
And then-
side.
and that side is the Manhattan side. And why I say that is because like you can walk along. There's a path that you can walk along the water.
But you cannot cross here, like unless you go to that bridge where cars go, right?
Nah, yeah, you can't cross it over here.
There's no way to get to Queensboro Bridge from here, is there?
Nah, there is.
No, like by foot. I mean.
You
No, I
can
mean like
also
in the
walk
middle
across
of the
bridge.
island. You, like from the island, you cannot really like walk up on Queensboro Bridge.
You got the Epcot Bridge.
Yeah,
Nah, yeah, you can take the tram.
tram, right? But you cannot like walk up. Oh, okay.
You used to be able to though.
Interesting.
So my mom told me when I was younger, but I don't know for sure. And then this is a Blackwell house right here.
Yeah, that's where I'm going now. I know it's free. I know it's open till 5 p.m. So I wanna have a look at it. Have you been there?
When I was younger, they just renovated it. When I was younger, I used to, because you know, it's half fun. We used to play hide and seek in there, man.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Maybe someone is still hiding there.
Yeah.
Nice.
Used to say that this is haunted. You actually want to go inside there?
I will go inside.
Oh, okay. So I guess it might.
Well, you should.
Want me to come with you?
Oh, sure. Yeah, let's go. Maybe you will be able to see something that you
Yeah.
didn't see
I
before.
haven't seen it since they renovated it.
But thank you. Oh, no one is here. Hi, we're just here to see.
How you doing?
We're currently on a break right now.
Yeah, what? Sorry?
You guys can come back at 3.
At 3?
Yeah.
At 3. Oh, okay.
Just because she's just doing like a.
Yeah, it's okay. I'll come back later.
Yeah, it's quick.
Yeah.
It's quick.
Alright.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks. So this is the house of the guy who once owned this island.
Vlog, that's it. She's not from the island. I'm from here. I'm all the way like that.
He's a local.
It's crazy because when I was younger, it wasn't renovated like this.
What was it like?
It was like broken windows.
Well, that's what I prefer. I wanted to like
Was
be.
you working here when there was broken windows?
So this is the house which used to belong to the original owner of this island.
When I was younger, this used to look haunted. I used to be scared to come here.
Well, that's what it's supposed to be like, right?
Yeah, that's how it was. But they just renovated it so that people could make it a sightseeing thing.
Nice. But it smells. It still smells like old.
Yeah.
And that's
That's
what.
an old smell. It's because nobody lives here.
Do you remember any of like? Did you see any of these buildings, or are they like all new and
Yep.
look the same?
Yep.
So this is a Smallpox
Yes.
hospital, right?
Yeah. This is the yeah.
Yeah,
This
it
is
was
that
open for
building.
100
I
years
didn't see
in
this though. I didn't see this
1850.
asylum. What else is here?
Asylum is a place where like illegal people came, or what is it?
Nah, for crazy people.
For
you
Lunatic
just,
Asylum.
Yeah,
Oh.
exactly, yeah.
All
People
right.
who had like
So a lot of people who you see in
I
New York
was
these
here
days.
when I was younger. So, and you know they shot the movie
What's-
Spider-Man here.
Which one?
The movie Spider-Man.
Really?
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff you got to see on the island. If I had time, I would show you, but see how it says it, Lunatic Asylum.
Yeah.
That's what it is. That's exactly what it is. And then they had the Smallpox hospital. I didn't even know that this was a penitentiary at a point in time too, though.
Wow.
This is like a prison. I did know that.
Do you know that this place was like Rikers Island?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it was worse than the Rikers Island.
It's crazy, right?
How do you read this word which starts with P? How do you pronounce it?
Penitentiary.
Oh God.
Penitentiary. That's,
Peni-
that's
peni-
basically what a jail is.
Penitentiary, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But actually, I read that jail is not as strict
Yeah,
as
where are you from?
Russia.
Russia? You're Russian? Really?
Yeah, yeah.
That's crazy. One of my
What?
good friends is Russian.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm African though.
Where's your like background from? Like, where is your family from?
West Africa, Guinea.
Nice.
Solfalani.
You speak French?
Empa.
Nice.
I understand it better though. I understand my actual native language way better than that.
Oh, we promised to be quick. Sorry.
Yeah, this church is still here actually.
Yeah, I saw that church on the island. I'll go there. So this is the token that used to be, lighthouse. It's pretty far away from here. So this is like the token that was used for tram. Did you know that?
I never even knew
So
that.
see, you learned something new as well.
Yeah.
Nice.
This is way before my time. See, like 1989.
When were you born?
I was born in 2000.
Oh, you're so young.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
well,
always
you're
thought I was Always that.
Well, I hope that you are from like 20th century.
Yeah.
Well, close to like.
Look,
Well,
this
you're
is-
from
This
20.
is where you have to go see. You have to go see this.
Yeah, that's where Theodore Roosevelt
Yeah.
head
that's
is.
right.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep,
Frank,
that's how it is.
Franklin. Sorry, Franklin Roosevelt.
Yeah. Same thing though. Franklin D. Roosevelt, and then whatchamacallit, the lighthouse is towards this way.
Yeah.
Freedom Park is towards that
Let's
way.
go out
Which
because
is
the
our-
guy was.
I would go out.
Are you sure? I don't want like because we said we will be quick. Oh, there's just a kitchen. So that's kitchen of the original founder of the Seven. Fridge from 19th century. I'm just kidding. Okay.
This is a bathroom. Yes, it is.
You can go.
Guys really updated this though. I'm a native.
So you refresh some memories from back in time. You can go there.
To the basement.
You can't.
But
They used to.
No, it's actually she took a video of this one.
They used to play hide and seek here. Someone is still hiding there, so
Yeah.
he's looking for the person. Well, thank you so much.
There's more stuff on the wall right here. And then after this, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know about all of this though.
What is that place? Hospital.
Yeah, it's a charity hospital. I know about the hospital. There was definitely a lot of hospitals here.
Yeah, I
Like
can
Cold
see that.
Water, they moved it all the way over there.
Interesting. Thank you.
And we can't beat it that way, right? Thank you, man. Have a good day.
We can. It all depends on how much you pay.
What's that?
It's all closed. All right. Well, do you have YouTube?
Yeah.
Can you follow me? It's at travel.treasure. And I have a lot to tell my followers today about this place, and I just want to continue now. But, and also if you have Instagram, it's New York_Natalia.
Look Instagram now first. You're feeding a lot of information.
New York, one word. N-E-W, no, it's N-E-W. It would be too simple. Underscore?
And that's your Instagram, or that's your like?
That's my Instagram, Natalia. N-A-T-A. That's me.
Yeah. Whenever you need a full tour of the island, let me know. I can take you to Freedom Park sometime.
Sounds great. Well,
Well,
take care of you. Huh?
I can show you the park though. And when I was younger, this used to be like right now it's a library, but before
This is
used
a
to
library?
be,
The
it
gray
used to be-
building?
Yeah, this is like see the gray building right
Yeah.
there. See all the books in there.
Oh yeah, now I do.
This is the park. This is Blackwell Park right here.
Uh-huh.
That was different too though. They changed the park. They renovated it after a certain amount of time. By the time I had like
They renovate
12.
everything here.
Yeah.
What is that?
Remember I told you the park instead of being there, it used to be over there, closer to the water.
I see. So what is that across the water? Like on Queenside, what are the pipes?
That's like a power plant.
Power
But
plant.
they're petitioning to get it down because it emits a lot of like
Pollution and like,
pollution
yeah.
into the air and toxins that it makes a lot of people over here sick. And there's a lot of old people.
Do you hear like sound from there as well?
No, not really.
Oh, no, okay.
I would walk this way with you so you can see the park more, but we could do a loop around. Yes. You got to see the front of the library from right here.
Has this
There's
how
nothing really this way further.
can you walk along water when you like if you turn left here?
Man, when I said water, I meant to say like this path right there.
Yeah, yeah. So you can like take this path all through the island from.
Yep.
Okay.
Take it all the way around. It'll take you to the lighthouse, then you come all the way back around and you go to Freedom Park.
Interesting.
And the island, I think it's like 4 miles long.
Do you know how expensive apartments here are? Like, does your family rent an apartment?
Actually very expensive.
Very expensive.
Living in
Like
a-
now, is it recent
even
thing that it's?
even a two-bedroom would be up to like close to 3,000 for a two-bedroom.
Recently, I'm not sure if it's correct, but like what I saw when I Googled it yesterday, it was like 4,000 for one bedroom.
For one bedroom, it depends where though. What building did you look at? Because this is Eastwood.
That was the cheapest one on the island. I don't know
on
where.
the island in general.
Yeah.
It's probably where you looked at it. Probably looked at it on the in Manhattan, because we got.
No, this is Manhattan. So this is.
It's called Manhattan Park.
Oh, I'm not sure. Maybe.
Yeah, this is Eastwood right here. This is where the cheaper apartments are. Like,
In this building?
It's up on my building.
Oh, nice. Cheaper.
Yeah, these are the cheaper building.
So are this like is this building the older building on the island? Like how old would you say this building
this
is?
This was actually the asylum.
This was the asylum?
Yeah, this was the asylum.
Really?
Yeah. It's actually one of the oldest buildings on the island.
Wow.
They was renovated a lot from time to time. Then I want to show you the old youth center where we all grew up. See, they got a gallery over there. Right there used to be a batting cage.
What, sorry?
It used to be a batting cage, but they turned into a yoga place and meditation.
What is that cage?
Batting cage for like baseball.
Oh, okay.
So you can go in there. When we was younger, they used to have a lot of free sports books.
So what has changed significantly compared to when you were growing here?
Everything.
Everything.
Even the subways here, look, the library. Instead of being here, I'm gonna show you.
And this bus is free, right? The red bus, is it free on the island?
That's free.
Uh-huh.
You can actually take the red bus all around the island too.
Oh.
It'll take you past Freedom Park, stuff like that too. It'll take you to the lighthouse, but not to the lighthouse. This is where the youth center where we all hung out as kids. For us all get to know each other. This is the new renovated library and stuff.
How old is the library?
This library is literally like a year old.
Oh, just a year. Okay.
Probably a year. Probably less than that.
Okay.
And this right here, they just renovated, but it's not the same though.
Okay.
And where we just came from. They used to have computer rooms in there, game rooms, pool tables, ping pong tables, everything. They had weight rooms in there too for the people who were a little bit older, like 16 and older, so they could work out.
What type of community lives here? Is it like more younger crowd or older people, or like people with kids?
It fluctuates. It depends.
So what would you say, like how, like if you took like 100%, what would you say?
Most people that live here, their family lived there already a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you know how they say like you know how they say like they have stuff that's in like in the family, like they keep stuff in the family, like the heritage and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's passed on from one to another.
Speaking of which, it's not like, for example, if someone.
See, that's River Cross. That's another name in the building.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt.
Oh no, it's okay. So if it's not very common in New York in general, and I think, well, in New York specifically, and in America in general, to have like if some of your family member owns property, for example, that you like someone like grandson or son even gets.
Just an apartment, yeah.
Yeah, so it's not very common, right?
Nah, it is common. As long as it is on the lease, then they get to keep the apartment.
Right, but it's not very like not a lot of people even own apartments here, right?
Nah.
Or houses.
Nah, but Manhattan Park you're talking about, you can own. Were you seeing that?
No, like in general. I mean, America, not specifically on the island or in specific area of the island.
Nah. You can own the apartment. You can own it. But most places they rather you rent it because they make more money if you rent it than
Right.
you own it. This is the church that you see inside of it.
Yeah. Sorry. I'll speak to you about this church in a few.
This is brand new. This is a pet shop.
People love their pets here.
People keep their pets inside. You know what's crazy? When I was younger, you wasn't allowed to have a dog or a cat inside your apartment.
But still, it's the case in many apartments in New York, right?
Yeah, it is actually no pets.
I mean,
this is a new shop here too.
So
It's a Mediterranean shop. They have like
pretty much
salad
everything
and
is
stuff
new
like
here, right?
that. Yeah, they renovated it a lot. This used to be called Trellis. We call it Nieces now. You see how it says Nieces right there?
Yeah.
But it's always been a restaurant all my life. That's why I used to come and get like.
Has it always been
like,
that
get my
restaurant?
buckets. Huh?
Has it always been that restaurant?
Nah, they renovated it. I never used to look like that. I used to look like a regular, like, you know, when you go.
Like a diner?
Yeah, like a regular diner.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, I actually feel bad that a lot of diners disappeared in America because that's very authentic.
Yeah, and then this is brand new too. This is a lounge place now.
Is that a residential building?
Yeah, you got kind of like a certain pass to get inside. I don't got the pass, and you see they got the gym.
So that gym belongs to residents who live here?
Yeah.
Well, that gym, I mean, can be used belongs to the building, but can be used by residents.
Yeah.
That's nice. And so how many streets are on this island? There are like 3. So this is the main street, right?
This is the main street, and then you got that street back there, and then you got the street on this side.
So there are 3 streets. They go parallel to each other.
Yeah. And then once we get here, it pretty much shows you everything that's brand new. And then
So is there like an older part of this island?
older part? Yeah. lighthouse. The lighthouse might be one of the last living old things on the island.
But is there like a part where there are like older buildings, so it's like all spread out? It
Nah,
can be like.
Like I told you, these buildings Eastwood right here.
Mm-hmm.
Like inside here, the apartments inside here, it's old. Westview 2 is old. Westview
And when you
is
say
old.
old, that's how old?
Like old, probably when they first started letting residents come live here.
Like 1970, you would say?
Uh,
Not when you were born.
no, when I was born.
Before you were born.
Before I was born.
Yeah.
Well, I remember I told you a lot of these buildings just got built up.
Yeah, you showed which
That
ones.
was just getting renovated. Like that was like more than 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
The building I was telling you about, like you see, this is the same thing. They're all connected. Like these buildings are all connected.
But they look different.
They're all connected though. Like
I
I
see.
can't go into this building to get to my house.
Really?
Yeah.
But your house was pretty far.
Huh?
Your house was pretty far. You can like, how do you get like? Is there like, you know each other?
My older cousin.
Wow, it's like, it reminds me of Bronx where people like
What?
know each other.
Oh, how they know each other and stuff? Nah, yeah,
Is
that's older cousin.
is he like real cousin or like people? Because sometimes you call like, oh, he's my brother, but like it's more like a bro, not a
Yeah,
brother.
Like that, yeah.
So
Basically.
he's not your cousin.
Basically.
Oh, okay.
He is, but he's not.
Oh, okay. So he's your cousin from
It's
another.
been here forever too. They renovated it. Now the store is brand new. And yeah, you see Westview.
What do you think is best? What do you like better? What it used to be like when you were growing, or what you see
like
now?
What it used to be like. This is the only park that hasn't changed.
Oh,
This park has been like that since I was young.
huh.
They didn't renovate it at all.
So were you here as a
Yeah,
kid? Did you go all down the slides as a kid?
yeah. Definitely did. Like, see on the basketball court, you see over there, they see the handball.
Yeah.
The school didn't change either.
That's a school?
Yeah, this is where I went to school, like elementary school, like, up until 4th grade. Before I went over there.
Is that where you went to school?
Yeah,
Oh.
I went there up until 4th grade.
What happened after? Where did you went in Queens?
Yeah.
Or you didn't go to school after?
Nah, I went to school in Queens. I went to elementary school over there. I started graduating from elementary school and middle school.
Uh-huh.
High school, I came out to the city.
I see there are ping pong tables there, and this is like for squash.
Yep. Ping pong tables is what's new.
New, right?
Yeah, but those like been here for years now.
That's what I thought.
Like the park been here forever. This is the ramp I was telling you, so you can
Yeah,
drive.
that's the road you take to Queens, right?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. And can pedestrians walk on that bridge? Do you know?
Would it be small? Would it be valuable? But you could take the elevator up over there, and then it's a walkway for you to walk across the bridge. You can't walk on where the cars are driving up right now. You can't walk up there, but
But
over there, there's an elevator
Uh-huh.
that you can take.
I can't see elevator, but I
You'll
believe
see.
what you say.
It's you're gonna see when you come. Like, see the parking lot. There's
Yeah.
gonna be an elevator that takes you to the parking lot. You'll take the elevator to the 4th floor, and you can walk across the bridge. See the pink
I
bridge
see.
right here?
Yeah.
There's a walkway for people to walk across.
Okay, that was my question. Okay. Interesting. It becomes wider here, it seems like it's not as narrow. The island is not as narrow as it was when we
Over
started.
there, right? It's more packed over there.
But traffic is not bad.
Like you was talking about where you said the houses are 4,000 and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
it's probably here with a
Yeah.
view with like skyline to Manhattan.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly what you were talking about.
yeah, probably.
Then they have their
But
own
I didn't
little
see
courtyard.
anything that is cheaper than, well, the cheapest one was 3,800 something that I saw.
Well, yeah, those probably these apartments are expensive.
So newer buildings.
For like 1 bedroom, right?
Yep. And there was no like studio available. I mean, they look really nice inside, but
you know, there's a lottery for the houses that kind of buys.
Mm-hmm.
Some apartments are rent stabilized. You just have to get them. Like your parent, like I told you, some people have been living here for so long, then they end up putting their kids on the lease, and then their kids take over the apartment, and then it continues and goes on and so forth and so forth. Oh yeah, what you said your YouTube channel was again?
it's at travel.treasure. It's pretty new, but if you subscribe, that would be great. I'm trying to.
I got you.
Thank you. And you'll be able to see yourself there too.
Travel.
When do you have to go to see your grandmother?
Alright, I'm actually about to walk back now.
Okay.
I was gonna just walk through there to the half park so you can see the walk from. Actually, before you can walk on this side, you can walk down here. You can walk on this side of the water. Go over to the lighthouse and then come back around, and then probably go to Freedom Park. I would walk with you, but I do gotta go to my grandmother.
How old is your grandmother?
So I travel with. Oh, my grandmother is like basically 70.
Oh, okay. And
She
but
lived a long time.
it's
She's
not.
close to 80.
Wow.
Yeah.
Was she born here?
Nah.
Huh.
Nah, she was born in Africa.
Does she like it here?
Well, compared to where she should live at, yeah.
At what age did she move here?
We just got her here not too long ago.
Here, oh, you have to subscribe to log into. So it's at like the sign at and then travel.treasure. And my followers want me to speak to them, so I will be like speaking to them soon. And as you walk back to your house. Younger kids. I don't remember seeing younger kids here before.
I don't know what they're doing.
They're
They have
going.
a lot of youth programs there.
Okay.
And then what you said it was?
It's sign at and then travel.treasure. It's the first one.
Gotcha.
That's me. Oh, you already subscribed.
Okay.
So there you go.
So I just have to log into subscribe.
So first but not last time. So let me.
Got you.
Yeah. So I'll let you go to your grandmother and I go back to your followers. It's nice to meet you.
You too. Yeah, this is also we come from grocery shopping and stuff like that.
Looks pretty big. It was great meeting you. Thank you so much. You too. Okay, guys, I'm back with you. Are you still with me? And I have so many more stories to share. I was actually really happy to meet that nice guy because he shared some insights. He gave us some insider information. He told us what he compared this place to what it used to be and what it is now. So who's here? Raise your hands. Marina, so good to see you, lady. People you know are also here. Anton, Sergey, Lizzie, hello, Nibul, Gino, Patrick. So I'm back with you guys and I'm ready to tell you about this beautiful, interesting place, more than the guy has just showed. So the house where we first went, that's the house of the old owner of that island, Blackwell house. It's open to public, as you saw, for free. No one ever really goes there. Only the first floor is the one where you can get to. On the second floor there are offices. Sergey, come on, don't yell at me. So there are offices, and in the basement there is something else where they don't allow people to go. So this island where we are is called Roosevelt Island. It's named after 32nd President of the United States, Mr. Roosevelt. I will speak to you about this president as we approach his monument. But right now we're going to a different place and I have so much information to share. Flavia, hello. Leggy McLovin. Hello. Whenever someone writes Maine, the first thing that I think about is Maine lobster. It's the best lobster, which they deliver to so many places in the city or in the country, as well as the world. Ruben, good to see you as well. Roberto. Okay, so this island used to be called Blackwell Island after the family who owned it 300 or 200 years ago. Sorry, it's a little windy. Let's get too close to the water and then I will tell you everything. Get ready, there is a lot of information. Let's take a small break. Are you ready? Papa New Rock. hello. Lobstermen, too bad they're trying to shut us down due to whales that ain't even in our waters. What is wrong with lobster and whales? What is the relationship between lobster and whales? That's so weird. Frank the Tank, Patrick, hello. Lizzie, hello. So this island is New York's best kept secret. It's located approximately between 46th Street in New York and 85th Street in New York. Each street, so if you move between each block, if there are traffic lights, so it would take you roughly 30 seconds. So you can imagine how long it would take you to go through the whole island. The length of this island is approximately 2 miles, which is just about 3.5 kilometers. Its width, it's not really wide. It's only 800 feet wide, which is 440 meters. As you see, it's pretty small. Hello, Cleo. Cleo, what is your first language? Is it English? Which part of Canada are you from? So Roosevelt Island is an island in New York City's East River, and East River is exactly what I'm showing to you now, within the borough of Manhattan. So what it means, it belongs to Manhattan. There are some birds which scare me. I thought that these were rats. This is a pool that is 25 yards. So pool measures in yards. There are all these weird measurements in America. I'm still getting used to them. 25 yards, it's not exactly 25 meters. It's approximately 22.6 meters. So not even Olympic size, so not even like a regular pool size in Europe. They're not ours, the Canadians. Sorry for the typo. Is that about whales, or what is it about, Leggy? Sorry. So as I said, it's running from the equivalent of East 46th Street to 85th Street on Manhattan Island. And it's about 3.2 kilometers. I think that most people are here with kilometers, right? Long and 240 meters wide. And the total area of this island is 147 acres, which is about 0.59 square kilometers. There are some sculptures which people don't usually pay attention to or don't even know about that are located in water. As you can see, stream is pretty strong. There are boats that you can see in this river. One of the ferries from Manhattan stops here as well. Not very often, but still. Cleo speaks 5 languages? Oh my goodness! Let me guess. English, French, Spanish, maybe German, and Portuguese. Cleo? Yeah, they say the whales are getting wrapped up in our gear in main waters, but it's really the Canadians that have their gear getting wrapped up in the whales. But I thought that whales, correct me if I am wrong, I'm not professional neither in lobsters nor in whales. I love watching whales, and I love sometimes getting nets or cages where lobsters are caught and just checking them out before I put them back. Well, I only did it once. Okay, guilty. Maybe Russian, I doubt it. I speak few languages, but I'm on the side of Canada close to New York City. So your English is your first language, right? Hi, Alma. And good to see Still Hot when the guy from Netherlands. So, I thought that whales, they go in more deeper waters compared to lobsters. No? Am I wrong? And just like Bot reminded everyone, no discrimination on this channel, no discussion about politics and religion. All right? So this island, we will first go to the part of the island where there is lighthouse. While we're walking there, I hope no one will be cheating. I want to ask you a question. We will see a lighthouse which might remind you of a building. The lighthouse was, well, I will tell you more about it as we get closer, but the question I will ask you, an architect who projected that lighthouse, he was famous for doing the same on one other building in New York, not the lighthouse, but one other very famous building in the city, in Manhattan main part, was projected by this architect. A person who would guess which building without cheating, without checking in Google, will get a postcard from me. I will send the postcard no matter where you are. Ruben. I'm so happy that people know each other here. Not so crowded here today. In general, this island is not crowded. That's, as I said, a gem in the city. And we are continuing the story about it. So this tiny island is technically a part of Manhattan. The streets, as you see, are blissfully quiet and mostly free of cars. Even when we were walking down on Main Road, you did not see that many cars, right? Did you? But you did probably notice a red bus. And I don't know if you saw, but there was also a white and blue bus. So red bus, it goes only on the island and it's free. It's free for anyone who would get on it, not just residents of this island. While white and blue bus, that's the regular MTA bus. And that's one of the ways to get to the island. So if you don't have a car, you can get here by that bus. That bus costs $2.75 and it goes from Queens. Yuner, hello, where are you from? So you can see that the pace of this place is completely different from the part of the city which is across the water, the East River, on the other side, which is the main part of Manhattan. And that specific part of it is called Upper East Side. And this place, this metal, it's not here for nothing. It looks like a front of the ship. You see it? It's a little rusty now, but it is what it is. This place, oh my God, that's one other famous place, and we will go closer to it. It's one of the, oh, by the way, the bus is there, that $2.75 bus. Another way to get here is the one we started with, which is subway, and then also tram, but not a regular tram, not the one that has two ears, so to say, right, touching the cable. It's different. It's like, who speaks French, funicular. So it goes above water. I will speak to you about it and how much it costs and all details of it a little later. This building, which is now a very luxury apartment building, which was opened not many years ago on the island, is a famous place, especially the one I'm pointing at right now. It's called Octagon. Have you heard of it before? Is there someone who knows what that place is? Greetings from, oh, Luca, good to see you. Never. Nebul. That sounded pretty Russian. Beautiful place and calm and peaceful. So Octagon, since Nebul responded, let's consider it for everyone here. I will tell you a story about Octagon. So it's a landmark with an interesting past. It used to be entrance to New York City Lunatic Asylum. I'm sorry if I don't pronounce it correctly. It's located, the address is Main Street, so it's 888 Main Street. If you're on the island, it's very simple to find it. There was a journalist back in time in 1887. She published an article or a book which is called 10 Days in a Madhouse. So incognito, she went to that place to check on the level of life in it. And she chronicled the abuses that she encountered after she went undercover as a mentally ill patient at Blackwell Island. Well, you know what? That island now is perfect, a perfect place. New York City, especially Manhattan, is now a sanctuary city, which is very similar to what this island used to be. Hello, Patrick. Hello, Danielle. Or Daniel. I'm sorry if I don't pronounce, I'm sorry in advance if I don't pronounce some names correctly. I'm not doing it on purpose, so please don't be upset with me. I'm promising to learn. We will come closer to that building now, but let me continue the story. So while male patients had been transferred to a new facility on Ward Island, the women's asylum remained overcrowded. So that lady, that journalist, she described cold baths, filthy living conditions, spoiled food, and physical abuse from caretakers. Well, where else is it happening these days? Well, it happens on Rikers Island. Rikers Island is, as I said, maybe you heard my conversation with the guy earlier, so it's a much better place than what this place used to be. So pretty much the whole island was a mad place, so it was what people used to call it a welfare island for a reason, because it used to be a prison. It used to be there used to be a hospital for smallpox. What has not been here? So many bad things, and all like the mentally ill people were brought here. Well, in all honesty, that reminds me of modern Manhattan. I hope one day it will improve, but what we see now is not the best. Paolo, Sergio, hello. So as you guys greeting each other, if there is anything you write to me, I promise to respond. So this expose by this journalist pressed Blackwell's Asylum, and Blackwell, I remind, that used to be the name of this island, and other facilities to consider more humane treatment options for patients. So she brought attention to it. In the early 1900s, the last asylum patients on Blackwell's Island were moved to other hospitals. Metropolitan Hospital occupied the asylum building, and Blackwell's Island was renamed Welfare Island just about 100 years ago, in 1921. I am just making seagulls pissed, but we're slowly and surely moving to next destination, which is the lighthouse. I hope you are ready to answer the question I asked earlier about it. Still hard to say hi to Lizzie. Lizzie is a moderator now on this channel, and to the Nightbot. Oh, come on, Jim Bond. I'm making them work out. Weather today is very nice. In 1 week in New York, it will be below 14 Celsius, which means that it will feel like 25 degrees below Celsius. But today is a super nice day, even though it does look gloomy. I think it's 11 degrees Celsius above zero. So now, as I said, that building, only part of it, the one that you saw with the tower, is what is left from back in that, like, during that time which I just told you a story about. And the rest they built just recently, and it's now a very exclusive, expensive apartment building. The island is very, very small, so we will walk around it very quickly. As I said, there are only 3 main roads, so in some places only 2. So there are 2 roads that go along water, one on this part of East River and the other on the other side of also East River. And then in some places there is also Main Street in the middle. You know, when I came to this island when I wanted to take it easy, or when I wanted to see cherry blossom. Also, I like abandoned buildings. That's why building where we will go after that, which is building of a hospital for smallpox, is located here as well. Sorry, it's 12 degrees Celsius here. Here, you mean, or in where you are, Lizzie? I dream of going. You dream of going to New York. Where are you from? Where do you dream? Yunar. Your name sounds somewhat German. where you dream about coming here. Oh, that's the time. Yes, so it's a 3:55 in New York. The house where we started, so that's the house of the owner of, oh, there are geese flying, of the island. And you can, like, if you ever happen to be on this island, you can go there for free. And careful, since you saw geese landing here, there are a lot of geese. So it's like, you know, like the watch where you step. Let's put it this way. Do you know, can you guess how many residents live here on this island? Let me just wait for some of your answers before I continue next part of my story about it. You're from Russia? Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Well, I hope one day you will be able to make it here. You have never been to the USA. Where are you from, Patrick? Are you from Poland or from Czech Republic? I will show you in a few minutes as the boat is approaching. The ferry that can take you to this island. Price for this ferry, if you buy 10 rides at a time, each ride would cost you $2.75. So it's same as what you would pay for a Metro card for a ride, no matter where you go in New York. While if you buy just for one ride a ticket, then now it costs $4. They rose prices last year. And it's very convenient because if you take that ferry, you can also make a free transfer to the ferry that goes the same direction. So you can go all the way from Bronx to Rockaway Beach for just $4 or $2.75. No, Lily is not with me now because there is a cat sanctuary and there are cats on this island. So I prefer to leave her at home today because she was pulling too much. She just wants to say hi to every single cat. 308,000 residents. Anyone else? What do you guys think? And as we continue to the lighthouse, which I already see on the right side, and there is still a nice some nice sculpture standing in front of it. I thought they removed it. They have not. So this is the ferry that I was speaking to you about. This is another ferry. There are a lot of islands. As you probably know, Manhattan by itself is an island. There are also many other islands which surround Manhattan, which form New York City. I wonder how old these trees are. Unfortunately, it's not written on them, Anton, but I think, I don't know, I would say, I don't want to be wrong, but like 70 years old, maybe 100. Lizzie was really close. So there are currently 14,000 residents that live in those buildings. And as you heard the guy say, some buildings are old, some are newer buildings, most of them are newer. What it means is that in newer buildings, during a certain period of time, you don't pay taxes for them. Taxes is, let's say, if you own an apartment, then more than 50% of your monthly fees would be taxes. So if you don't pay taxes, that means you got a good deal. But apartments, especially in newer buildings, are super expensive. So as I was saying, like when I was preparing for this stream, I checked price for apartments, and the cheapest one-bedroom apartment of 500 square feet, to know what it is in meters, divided by approximately 10 or 11, so that would be in meters, square meters. So that was $4,000. Oh God, there is NYPD boat, so let me show you that. It's cutting the waves. Hello, Lady Coach Explorers. What brought you to New York? I won a green card in the lottery, and that's the only reason why I came here. Thank you, Steelheart. Well, the guy from Netherlands. Thank you. I'm still learning English. I only know the basics. Well, me too. What was I saying? See, that's why I'm trying not to read messages as I'm on the track of saying something, because I forget what I wanted to say. Thank you, Leonid, and good to see you on my stream. So my favorite way to get to this island is by tram. On the way out of here, that's the transportation we will be taking, and that's when I will tell you so many interesting facts about it. So this memorial, this statues are here, I think from 2020 or 2021, maybe they opened last year. Marina, can you help me? When did they appear here, the statues? Or maybe someone else who lives in the city. And that's like really mind zone. You have to be super careful. It's one of my favorite monuments. Two women, as you can see. It's one of the most meaningful and interesting monuments because art in New York is mostly modern art. / the type of art I do not understand. Thank you, Lady Coach. That's very nice of you. Hello, Yuri. Roberto. And this is the lighthouse which I spoke to you about. So who do you think the architect of this lighthouse? What other building in New York do you think he was an architect of? Whoever is the first one to answer that question, I promise to send you a postcard, no matter in which part of the world you are. And guys, just like as I said before, if you just joined, yesterday I had some technical problems with chat. So in order not to miss my next stream, please subscribe to my channel, because if this stream finishes, I will continue another one from this place. So please subscribe. If you like this video, using the opportunity, I would like you to put a like, thumbs up to this video, and please put a bell to know when next video will be coming out, not to miss it. Yesterday's video I did not save, so that way you will be sure to see what's coming next. Empire State Building, no, but very good suggestion, Leggy McLovin. Who else? Perfect time to go. The football game is on. Rick, you are choosing football over this nice stream. The girl puzzle, Nellie Bly. Oh, oh my God, I didn't know. I saw separately this monument before, and now I realize who she is. So this is the lady who I was talking to you about. That's the lady who exposed what was happening here in one of these crazy places. Gosh, that's interesting. That's art from Amanda Matthews. Nice. Hit the like button all. Well, thank you so much, Ruben, for encouraging people to do that. So I will wait for 2 more answers about the lighthouse. So the lighthouse itself was, well, one second, let the phone focus first, and I'll tell you about it. 1 second. So who do you think the architect, what other building was he the architect of? So while you are guessing, or while you are maybe like Googling it, this lighthouse used to be called Blackwell Island Lighthouse. Now it's known as Roosevelt Island Lighthouse by the name of this island. It was also known as Welfare Island Lighthouse. I already told you why this island was called that way. And it's a stone lighthouse built by the government of New York City in 1872. It's not very high, as you can see. It's only 50 feet high, which is 15 meters. And it was first lit in 1872, and it was deactivated not even 100 years after that, in 1940. So the supervising architect was James Renwick. Maybe someone will guess now who he was, which other building he was an architect of. Let me count till 10, and if no one writes the correct answer, then I will answer myself. And this is me saying hi to you all. 1872, yes. Yuner has to go to Tokyo. There's a lot of people. I don't want it to be really crowded. This is a place where you can relax because it is what it is. Oh, there is a Costco on the other side. There's like industrial area on the left. Behind us, another island is called Randall's Island. That's the island where there are a lot of sports events happening, and that's where kids from schools, especially from like private schools, play. Expensive to go there, expensive to be a member of that team, but it is what it is. And to go to that island, you have to pay tolls. There is no way to avoid it. I think where we are going now, so we will walk back on the same road. It will be different but same at the same time. So people can still ride city bikes here. Grace Church, great suggestion, but no. You would be surprised, but it was the same architect who projected da-da-da-da. Ready? Thank you, lady coach. St. Patrick's Cathedral. Imagine that. St. Patrick's Cathedral is located on 5th Avenue. It's right by the main Christmas tree, across from the main Christmas tree of the whole country. Right by Saks store on 5th Avenue. One of the most iconic, the biggest in America, Gothic style cathedral. Did you know that? I love it too, Cleo. So Rikers Island. I know that some of you heard that story, but I apologize. I will speak about it yet again. So this place used to be similar to Rikers Island. What is Rikers Island? People who live in New York know it, others don't. But if you travel to New York and if you look at the map of New York, at the map of subway in New York, you would see that there is an island. As I told you, New York consists of many islands, including Manhattan. So one of the islands is Rikers Island. That's an island where there is a jail. So they say that it's like let the wind pass, one of the most cruel jails here. They spoke several times about closing it and whatnot, but that jail is located, so you only see it on the map of subway as of recently, because they didn't want to put it official to make it official. That's why they just put some sort of island on the map, but they didn't put name to it before. So if you compare all the maps of subway in New York to what you see now, you see the difference. So I sometimes rent cars from New York. To rent a car, it costs really a lot of money. If we're speaking about weekend, if you rent from the city, it can cost $250 and up for a regular sedan, so for the cheapest car. Beautiful lighthouse, yes, Leonid, so let me just read your messages and then I go back to my story. He designed a lot, yes, but I just mentioned the building which probably everyone here knows. He also built Grace Church. That I didn't know, Lizzie. I'm sorry, I read about St. Patrick's, but you know more, so here you go. Lizzie was right. It's awful. Rick is here still. I love Natalia's knowledge of New York and her commentary. You know what? It takes me several hours to prepare, and I want to thank one person here. I don't really read books, but I recently ordered some books which were recommended by Lizzie. So, but for her, I would not be preparing for this call, but it took me several hours to prepare to this one, and I was happy to learn so much new information, and I'm even more happy to share it with you. So these are the reason of the minefields. Canadian geese. Canadian geese, say hi to Cleo. Cleo, I'm sure they tried. So A+ for a try. I hope it counts. So, for the reason that the price of the car rental is so expensive in the city, I rent where they are cheaper, and that being an airport. One of the main airports in the closest to the city. The city is Manhattan, so that's what Americans call, or New Yorkers call, Manhattan, the city. Even though the city is considered 5 boroughs. New York City, which is Manhattan, Queens, Bronx, Staten Island, and what, guys? Let you be the one to guess. And Lizzie, since you answered right about the architect, I would be happy to send you a postcard. I keep my promises. Hello, Vinci. Geese. Oh, come on. Marina, сегодня будет pesca? Yes, there will be. Yes, at the end. So, what is the last one? It's Brooklyn, guys. Brooklyn is the 5th neighborhood of the city. So the closest airport to the city, which we know is the synonym of the word Manhattan, that is LaGuardia. Liz, Cleo, they are saying hi to you. You hear it? Too late, guys. I asked a little earlier, but it's okay. It counts in. Accepted, right, Cleo? Canadian geese are lost in New York. I think I saw more Canadian geese in New York than in Canada. I think they prefer it here. I don't know why, even though we hardly have any grass. Whatever. Canada is so green compared to New York. Weird geese. Cleo, you have very weird geese. Okay, so now, if you rent a car from one of the airports, then it's cheaper. It can be 2, even 3 or 4 times cheaper. Plus car rental places are open 24/7. So once when I rented a car for really cheap, I was super happy. It was like $30 or something, but it was a few years ago. I went outside, the easiest airport to get to by public transportation is JFK, which is probably the biggest airport closest to the city. Next one I would say is Newark, and then it's LaGuardia. They're renovating LaGuardia. It starts to look really nice. But when I traveled back then, it was pretty sketchy. So I traveled there in the evening because I want to rent for the whole day. I usually wake up early when I go somewhere, even if it takes me like 4 hours to drive one way. I come back the same day, so I tend to leave like as early as 5, 6 in the morning, especially in summer. So I rented a car for $30 or $35. I go to the airport, and then I'm lost. I don't know where the car rental place is. As you know, in most, like people especially who travel a lot, you know that car rental places, they're usually right there, you know, like when you exit the plane, then you get your luggage, and car places right there, or at least it's somewhere close, but not in LaGuardia. So I had to walk and walk and walk. Then I end up being somewhere where it's pretty scary, where there are guys with guns, where there are buses that look like school buses, but on them it's written correctional or correction or something. I don't pay much attention to that, but it was already dark and I was scared. So this is the building I spoke to you about earlier. This is the old part of the old history. You can see it up close now. So then next I know it's written something about jail, and then Rikers Island, and that was in the beginning of my being in New York, so I wasn't very familiar with all that, and I start to be really scared because there are no people, but for like random people who look super weird. And as I said, it's late, no one around, and then there are like industrial buildings. So that's when I learned that right next to LaGuardia Airport there is the most cruel, worst of jails, at least in New York, called Rikers Island. Why am I saying that? Because this place is worse, or used to be worse, than Rikers Island, what Rikers Island is now. Voila! As they say in Canada, right, Cleo? So we can see that this is the building of Octagon. As I said, the address is 888 Main Street. What's good, Wincy? Wincy, where are you from? A lot of people seem to know you. Jao, hello, good to see you again. But me see if I missed any messages, which I should respond. Pakistan? No, we're in New York, not exactly Pakistan. No, I don't speak Russian. Please show me the Manhattan Center. I will, I promise. So, this is the building. This is a sign to enter that building. And maybe, I'm not sure if we can go in, but we can give it a try. Let's see what's inside. As I said, now it's a residential building, but maybe some part of it is still historic. Gia, hello. Cleo, hi, what is this building like? Is there like a historical part of this building?
No, this is a residential. No,
Only residential? So not even in the lobby? No. Okay, no worries. Thank you. So we got the answer. It smells like a hotel. Speaking of which, yesterday when I was streaming, I told you that there would be a hotel that is opening, but guess what? It's open already, and we will go inside and I will show you what's there. You are from Pakistan. Oh, I see. Well, hello. Alfonso, hello. Alonso, pardon. Sorry, Alonso. This building does look pretty new. There are tennis courts to the left. I'm exploring some places with you because this place is changing so rapidly. I cannot catch up with it. So some things which I did not see last year when I was here, and by last year I mean like a few months ago, were not here, now they are. I cannot catch up with it. One second, there are so many more stories to tell you. If you think that that's the end of it, So Blackwell House, now when we will go back there, it will be already time when it will reopen. It's only closed for some time during lunch. Cool. Touchdown Eagles. So you're watching both me and football. Why am I angry? Me? Angry? I was angry yesterday when the technology decided to let me down, but now I have all of you watching. I have information to share. I like what I see. Why would I be angry? Everything is great. They grow something here in summer. That's a community garden. They have that a lot in many different boroughs. I think that's another cat sanctuary. Why I'm saying another? Because I saw one other one yesterday and I will show it to you later. Where am I from? I live in New York, but I'm originally from Russia. Yes, it does look like a cat sanctuary. Oh my god, that house is even better than mine. Hi, I'm just watching. Yeah. Are there cats there now? Oh yeah, I see. Nice. They're just taking care of pets here, well, cats. You're from Moscow, nice. Technology is truly a tricky thing. Yes, I was so upset yesterday. I was streaming and then it was just no chat, then it just froze. I'm like, oh, great. Great. So, cherry blossom. Let me speak to you about cherry blossom as we go to next destination. Cherry blossom is, so this island is very famous for cherry blossom. Whenever leaves, actually not even leaves, but flowers appear on trees here, on some trees before leaves do. Well, Roosevelt Island is one of the best places to see cherry blossom. There is a part right after Queensboro Bridge where cherry trees bloom first, and then the other part blooms several weeks later. Well, I'll tell you a secret. When you come to New York, and if you come at the time when trees start to bloom, then go to the other part of that island which people don't know about. Because a couple of years ago, so during when the pandemic has begun, they planted some more trees there. and you would never be able to tell on which side you are. So you can still, if you like taking pictures, just like me. If you want to see which pictures I'm taking, you can go to my Instagram, New York_Natalia. I'm not telling you to do this. It's only if you are interested, if that's what you want yourself. So if you like taking pictures, you can take great pictures with a view to that Queensborough Bridge, which is also called Adcock Queensborough Bridge. Adcock is a former mayor of the city. He doesn't have the best reputation, so I'm not sure why they let the bridge to be called after him. Why he has bad reputation? One of the reasons is also associated with the skating rink, which is in Central Park. He spent a lot of money, he spent a lot of time. There was pretty bad corruption, and in the end of the day, there was former president of the United States, who was back then just a developer, who wanted to be famous, who redesigned, who actually made it work, and who made it appear and be what we see the skating rink in the Central Park to be like now. So we already passed this, but I didn't speak about it. This, if you want to work out outside, that's the place, and they painted it in my favorite color. We need to take a coffee break. I will get some coffee later. I actually drank two coffees already, so I'm super hyperactive. Right, let me go back to your messages to respond to them all. Russia is a beautiful country, indeed. How is your day going? Kila Cam, my day is going great. I spent most of the time today preparing for this stream, so I hope to deliver all the information, at least most of the information I wanted to share with you. So everything is great. How is yours? 1 second. Natalia, are you living in New York as a permanent citizen, or have you been living there as a student? I only came here as a student twice in the beginning of this century, and now I'm a permanent resident here. Patrick, beautiful view to the city or to this island. So on the right, on the left. Hello, King Hero from Brooklyn. Purple, duly noted. Yes, purple. Actually, like, I've liked purple for so long that I think I'm tired of it now, and I think another color has replaced purple. Okay, as we walk along this road, you can see that there is a place where guys play soccer, what is called soccer, not only soccer, on this island. In Europe, in other parts of the world, it's called football, but football here is not the same. American football is something completely different, a game rules of which I cannot understand, but Rick can describe them to you, right, Rick? To the city. This where we are is also called the city, but I understand you. So you are speaking about the city on the right, Patrick? How many times do you drink coffee in a day? Well, I don't drink exactly coffee, as I was saying in one of the previous streams. If you want, you can watch them. I drink white mocha. White mocha is just hot white chocolate. That's the probably sweetest drink on earth. I do not recommend that you drink it, but I'm addicted to it, so let it be my own addiction. My only addiction? So on the right side, besides some plants and other places, so closest to here, to water, the buildings that you see, these are very famous buildings for medicine. So all the hospitals, major hospitals, hospital for special surgery, also hospitals that belong to different universities and so on, this is the place where they are located. You like milk? I love milk, especially hot milk. Whenever I travel to Europe, since I don't drink alcohol, I always order hot milk. White mocha, my favorite. Leggy, we have friends, but I think this is the worst, but I drink it every single day. And since price for that drink has increased significantly in New York, now what I did, I bought white mocha syrup, Starbucks white mocha syrup, and I make my own drink at home, and it's not bad. You know, when you pay for how much is it where you live, by the way? Like if we say Grande, how much does it cost? Oh, I wanted to speak to you about apartments, as we are passing some new apartments. So much information to share. And when I share this information, I will not be able to check comments, but I promise to answer them later. Hello from France. Well, hello, which part of France? I'm translating the chat to a translator. Oh God, how do you do that? Hello, I'm new here. Hello, Morales. Where are you from? Which part of France are you from? I'm having coffee now. I buy espresso coffee from Starbucks. Nice. I'm addicted to Starbucks. They say that it's bad. I know that Starbucks itself, they give like really good benefits to people who work there, including they cover like school, at least in New York. But it's so overpriced. You're from Brazil. Nice. So you speak Portuguese. How to say English сгущенное молоко? White mocha. I think. I don't know. We don't have a Starbucks in my area, but Dunkin', it's like 5. At Dunkin', I don't have a drink which I like at Dunkin', but I used to take some like breakfast items there, so I'm not sure if it's like how it is relative to Starbucks, unfortunately. Anton, I'm actually not joking. So are you ready to hear about apartments? I will not be watching chat for some time as I'm speaking, giving you next piece of information. So are you ready? So as Lizzie, I agree, Yuner. So as Lizzie rightfully, well, she was really close. There are almost 14,000 people who live on the island. Many of them in lavish apartment buildings like these, which you see in front. Rent for one-bedroom apartment can easily exceed $4,000 a month. I can show you also on the iPad, which I have with me, what apartments look like, but you can imagine that these are new apartments. Unlike in many other places in the city, where you would never see, hardly ever, let's put it this way, see washing machine and dryer for clothes. These apartments do have them, most of them at least. And unlike in the city and in other boroughs of New York City, you will... I forgot what I wanted to say. So washing machines and dryers and something else. So why you would not see dryers and washing machines? I was not used to this because no matter where I lived, whether it was Moscow, where I am from, Russia, or when I lived in France, I always had them in the apartment, even when the apartment was super small. But here, I'm like, it's so inconvenient, but that was just in the beginning. Now I understand that that takes space. And considering sizes of apartments in New York, that's actually good that you don't have it inside the apartment. Oh, that's what I wanted to say. Why is it done? Because, well, even though some buildings look super nice here, we're not speaking about newer buildings, right? We're speaking about buildings that are more than, let's say, 40 years old. So they can look from outside, but inside, especially like in Brooklyn and in some parts even of Manhattan, they're made sometimes of wood, so the walls are very thin, so communication like cables and stuff, they are not very reliable. So in order not to take a lot of energy from washing machines, they put them either on the floor for the whole floor to use them, or sometimes in the basement. Sometimes, if none of this exists in the building, people have to go to laundromats and do their laundry there. Well, here, in apartments here, people do have, in most of them, that's what I remembered, another thing that I wanted to share. So in most apartments here, people do have both, or at least washing machine. If we speak about washing machines on the floor or inside the basement, then it's not free. So you still have to pay. But personally now, I think it's more convenient. All right? So, and I forgot again, but I'm sure it will come back to me. Since most apartments here are new, you don't. Oh, I remembered. You don't pay taxes here. In the city, so in the 5 boroughs, apartments are mostly co-ops. What is a co-op? Co-op is a cooperative, and that's when apartment is owned by the building, but you own shares if you are the owner of a co-op, right? At the same time, apartment costs less, but you would end up paying.
Of course, I had to go.
Can it be louder, please? So you are the owner of the shares, and you pay maintenance fees. So even if you don't have, not great loan or whatever it's called. How do you call like when you buy an apartment, when you pay all money cash, but you don't have. How do you call that? What is the word? Help me. Hello, view. What, Rick? Mortgage. I remembered. So if you don't have mortgage, you would still pay maintenance fees. Maintenance fees consist of different fees, including more than 50% is that's maintenance. More than 50% is tax, and then other fees. For example, to pay people who work in the building, to pay for trash being taken out, and so on and so forth. So, for example, for a 1-bedroom apartment in the city, by the city I mean Manhattan. So if you were to rent such an apartment that costs, let's say, $4,500, as they say here, not $4,500, which can be as well, but mostly it's $4,500. So for a pretty small 1-bedroom apartment. So if you were to own that apartment, if it was a co-op, then you would end up paying approximately $2,500 in taxes if you don't have any mortgage. While another type of apartment, which you mostly see in Roosevelt Island, where we are now, is condo, so condominium. You have more rights, so you own an apartment, not shares. You do your own taxes and so on. Taxes still exceed 50% of like whatever you, so taxes still are very, very high. But then you don't have to ask permission for everything and anything. And in that case, apartment would cost much more. So let me just take a small break before I continue speaking about apartments on this island to see what you wrote. Coconut, hello. Are we near? I don't know if we're near Delhi because we're walking along the road. We're not walking on Main Street. We're walking along water, as you can probably see. Share a wash machine is something I would never do. Which? Sorry. I was saying 4K is a lot too. 4K is super much. Rent is expensive in Manhattan. Unfortunately, it is. 14. How can someone pay for that? Oh, as I said, the apartment here is super expensive. So yes, someone is teaching someone Russian. So how we say in Russian hi is привет. But sometimes city pays with helps with apartments, which means, so there is on one building which will pass. Yesterday when I was here, I took a picture of it and then I googled what this is. I heard about it before, but I never really cared to dig into this. So there is a lottery. What is a lottery? So the city does lottery. Chances to win are probably same as chances to win a green card lottery, which is how I moved to America. But so the housing lottery is offering specifically on Roosevelt Island now 313 units at Riverwalk Park to broad range of earners. So these can be apartments of different sizes. This can start from a studio to even a 3-bedroom apartment, and you can get an apartment for as little as $500 per month for a studio. I just told you prices for one-bedroom apartments in Manhattan, so that is cheap. That is super cheap. New Yorkers who earn 40%, 60%, 130%, or 165% of the area median income, or between approximately 2,000 and 220,000 per year, depending on apartment size and number of people in the household, may qualify for these apartments. So the apartments can be on different floors. They're not like bad apartments. They're pretty good apartments. But to win, it's almost impossible. The odds are, but people on the other hand say the following: that the odds aren't quite as bad with the New York City housing lottery. However, your chances are, I would say, well, they suggest 600, so 1 out of 600. So everyone knows that New York City is one of the most expensive places to live, and both rent and home values are both too high. With such a large number of renters and a highly competitive market, most New York City residents will do anything for an affordable apartment, right? Including but limited to getting roommates. A lot of time, most people I know personally, they don't own apartments because it doesn't make sense here. It's super expensive. It's very tough to afford, and that's why they rent apartments. And most of them have roommates. So what it means? I have a lot of people I know from Brooklyn. So they have, let's say, one-bedroom apartment. What is meant by one-bedroom apartment here is not the same. It's warm. It's 11 degrees, Leonid. Is not the same as in Europe. So one bedroom would be actual bedroom plus a living room. So in some countries it's considered two-bedroom apartment. Well, in New York it's considered one bedroom. And what they do, and most of the times it's illegal, they just pay. So one person pays for renting the full apartment, and then they sublet to someone just a room. They do share a bathroom, they do share a kitchen and some other things maybe within the apartment, but they have roommates. And it's very common, you might think only within people of like the younger people who go to universities, but not only. It's also common with adults. We have so many mountains, rocky and snowy. Nice. Only for pictures and TV. I never seen a real mountain in my life. I guess it was not addressed to me. Alright, so let me just continue with this apartments. I made some notes to know, like, because when I was reading about affordable housing, there was too much information, too much new information, and since I claim to give you true information about New York, I just wrote it down, and now I would be reading what I wrote. So I'm getting back. Taxi, hello, taxi cab. You just subscribed to this channel. Nice. What's your name, if I may ask? Where did you subscribe from? So, affordable housing is generally defined by the Department of Housing Preservation and Development as housing costs that are no greater than 30% of one person's or family income. Together with this department, HPD for short, New York City works with developers and investors to create affordable housing options for low and middle income New Yorkers. As of April 2017, New York legislature enacted a new version of blah 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 tax law, a popular tax abatement program, which is also known as Affordable Housing New York Program. Overall, the new bill is chiefly focused on offering tax incentives to developers who agree to provide both affordable housing units to their construction workers higher wages. So, all in all, if you are within a certain level of salary. You can apply to affordable housing. Anyone can apply. It's not as difficult to win as you might think, because not a lot of people just like me know about it. And your salary doesn't need to be as low. What are the advantages? And these are my own words, I'm not reading anymore. What are advantages of this? Well, to developers developers are the ones who build houses. They get everyone has to pay taxes in New York and in America in general, and these are taxes of different level. This can be federal taxes, this can be cities or local taxes, taxes everywhere. So if you live in America, you are surrounded by taxes. And when I speak about being surrounded, it's from right, left, from all the sides, and from the most heavy weight is on your head. So taxes are everywhere. There's no way to escape it. Including developers, they pay huge taxes as well. So to get to the point where they pay lower taxes, they must agree that a certain percentage of apartments in the building will be offered towards that program. That way the city helps people with certain income who cannot afford housing, and also so it's like a win-win situation. You found the URL via Counter Social. How does that work? Natalie, where are you going? We're on Roosevelt Island, and I'm telling you a story about this place. New York City cabs are expensive. Ubers are cheaper. Have a good night, Uner. So there are, what the guy said, who you saw in the beginning of the scope, who lives here, or his family lives here, there are rent-stabilized apartments, which means that the terms of the lease and rent increases, etc., are regulated by City of New York and by the State of New York. While you will be required to report your income annually, your rent will not change despite fluctuations in your income. And for municipal employee, there is a 5% of affordable and middle-income housing that is reserved specifically for them. So it's a good job to have, I guess. And in houses like this, which I'm showing now, that's exactly where the lottery can take place. So it's pretty cool, I think. I don't know anyone who would do that, but I think that the opportunity is great. Also, I know people who have lived in New York for many years. By that I mean more than 50 years sometimes. Bye, Uner. Yes, I will speak about taxes after that. So 50 years, and they pay the same price for the apartment that they rented back then. So let's say back then what was $10,000 is what is now $100,000, right? So they pay, so an apartment where they live, well, where one of the people I know lives, nowadays to rent that apartment, it costs at least $5,000. Well, he only pays less than $1,000 for it. I'm like, how does it work? So there is a law that protects people who rented apartments during a specific period of time. So their rent is kind of like blocked. If there is, like, depending on inflation, which until the pandemic was pretty much the same every year, it can fluctuate and they can just rise by a little. But people who rented and then the law was in place back then, they cannot kick them out. So the landlord cannot kick them out. They cannot kick them out, or they cannot change price for the apartment. Can you imagine that? Crazy, huh? So let me read more about that lottery. So why a lottery anyway is the question. If you live in New York City, you probably know the answer. Next to San Francisco, hi to some followers who watch it, where the average cost of a home is $1.6 million and rent for a one-bedroom apartment goes for over $3,600, New York City is the most challenging city to secure affordable housing. San Francisco tight housing market is relatively new. New York's is not. The government started rent control in New York City back during World War II. Can you imagine that? This is why probably people who I just mentioned, similar people, do what they do, pay almost nothing, peanuts as they say, for apartments in New York. So some say that it less. So wait 1 second. The government started back during World War II, as I said, and it helped a bit, but hasn't done much to increase the number of affordable New York City apartments. Some say that it lessens the amount of moderately priced units because developers and landlords have a big cap on their return on investment with rent control. So who can play the New York City housing lottery, and how does it work? Maybe it will be helpful to people who live in New York. Maybe it will be helpful to people who are thinking to move to New York. Or maybe it will be helpful to people who live in New York and didn't even know that this existed. So listen carefully. Anyone can play. That's first rule. Secondly, even people with relatively high income, middle class and upper middle class incomes are eligible for the lottery. A person with $120,000 can apply. Imagine $120,000. That's a lot of money. And that's Marina, the tram that we will be taking on the way out. And I have also stories to say about this transport. How much it costs, how high it goes, if it's safe, and much more. So let me just finish about that lottery, and I promise to read your comments and switch to next subject and show you one place which I myself explored for the first time yesterday, as I was angry with the connection issues. So in addition to people that earn $120,000, also people who so the head of the household who earns more than $200,000 can apply as well. But for that, the family where the head of the household is the only one to make money, the family needs to consist of 6 people or more. The housing units in the program come from private real estate developers and landlords who have given tax credits to set aside several apartments in a new development for affordable housing. Housing is considered affordable if it does not exceed 30% of a person's gross annual income. So that's the information about housing. I'm sure that some of you might find it interesting or new, but New York has a lot to explore. Every time, every year, things change, but this, from what I read today, has not changed. Best option is to buy a home. Well, as I said, sometimes homes are very expensive. So speak about an apartment, a one-bedroom apartment that costs $4,500 in the city. So if it was in a co-op building, an apartment of that size would cost, and that size I mean like 600 square feet, if that, or 500 square feet, which is like less than 50 square meters, like 38, 40 square meters. An apartment like that, if it was a if it was a condo, would cost approximately like close to $1 million. If it was a condo, no, probably even more, like maybe even 1.2 million. If it was a co-op, it would cost, again, if it was in the city, then it would cost one bedroom, I'd say like $750,000. But in addition to this, you would pay, as I said, maintenance of $2,500, and that doesn't include like electricity, it doesn't include internet, whatnot. So it's about credit here. Oh, America's all about credit. Wonder how the fishing is. We saw one guy fishing yesterday. They fish here, especially Asians, they fish here for crabs and for fish and for whatever else for eel, like for different types of things they can catch here. So these are the buildings that belong to Carnell, some Israeli company, and Bloomberg. And we will go inside of the building here that has the only observation decks with a view from here to the city on top, on the 18th floor. It's called Graduate Hotel. It's a new hotel. I checked prices yesterday for it. Take a guess. Okay. Hotel A 3-star hotel now costs approximately a night is like $350-$400 in the city, in Manhattan. Guess price for hotel here. And I repeat, it's brand new, it's clean, it's fresh. Good to see you, Zaumir. Salt water. I think it's fresh and salt only because of the proximity of the ocean. Oh yes, Gia, everything is expensive. So this is the entrance to the hotel. But it's a river, so river has fresh water, but since it's close to the ocean, I think it might be a little salty. So what is your guess? How expensive is a room here? The cheapest room here after taxes? We will see, Anton. You will see it in a few seconds or minute. If connection drops, do not go anywhere. I will be in the elevator and I will be back with connection. I'm back. So I go to the 18th floor.
You want to go to the 18th floor?
Yeah. Without.
Yeah, but without this thing.
I cannot use, sorry?
You can, they're not allowed to, like taking videos about that.
I did it yesterday and they did not mind. I will ask them. Thank you. Today without a dog. With no dog today.
Oh, he's not dog? No problem. You know, sometimes they don't look, it's like a private thing. They don't want people to take
Makes
pictures.
sense.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I'll ask them.
Yeah.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Have a good one.
You too. So we go to 18th floor. $500. Good guess, Patrick. Anyone else? If connection drops, don't go anywhere. We are going to 18th floor. Before I got on this elevator yesterday, I didn't think that there were more than like 6 floors here. And when they told me 18th, I'm like, ooh, okay. Up there, it must be really cool. 19, no, there are no such prices in New York, still hard. Oh, I wish. Hi, can I just check this place quickly outside?
Sure, of course, absolutely. The bar's all the way down on
Yeah,
your right.
thank you so much. So look, this is a bar. You can get there for free. Everything is brand new. I think it's over 500. Good guess, Anton. But no. So one more guess and I will tell you the price for the hotel, for rooms at the hotel which are located until 17th floor. Because on the 18th floor there is the bar where we are now. Oh, I'm going outside too. Oh, it's okay. And look, the best view from Roosevelt Island to Roosevelt Island and to other places. Remember guys, yes, Lizzie, when you are here, it's a must go. That's the place I was telling you yesterday I explored and found that is new here. Marina? The bar is called Panorama Room. Thank you, Anton. $750 and Lizzie $250 per night. Lizzie is correct. So before taxes, the cheapest room was $149 if you book it through mobile, and after taxes it's about $230 something, which is extremely cheap for New York. I've never seen prices like this. There is sun battery here, and the island is told to be of the shape of a cigarette. I don't see anything of a cigarette here, but okay, let's believe what we see, right? View, yes, Marina. You have to come here too. And now we will go to the other tip of the island, so we covered almost 2 miles now. You can see Freedom Tower from here. To the right there is building of United Nations. There are 2 buildings which are always being confused. Empire State Building and Chrysler Building. And then there is another one Vanderbilt, where on top of this building, Empire State Building, there's observation deck. On top of this building, they are building an observation deck, Lizzie. There is one of my favorite observation decks, like on this level of Vanderbilt, which is called Summit. I don't see somewhere here there is another observation deck of top of the rock, which is on top of Rockefeller Center. It's my favorite observation deck. And we are going down now. So downtown Manhattan is this way. How do you like this place? To the left, that's Long Island. Long Island is part of Queens. This, where we are, is Roosevelt Island, part of Manhattan. And the main Manhattan is here, to the right side. There is a road down there, the white road. They just built it. And it goes to that bridge. They finished it here. There is no road between, I would say, 38th Street, where, like close to United Nations building, where we once will go, because there is a free tour that you can take there. And this one, which is on the level of, I would say, like 50th Street approximately, but I hope one day they will build it. And as you can see, there is the ferry that is coming maybe to Roosevelt Island, maybe not, or that is passing Roosevelt Island on the way to Bronx, Harlem, and then Bronx. Nice view of Manhattan. Yes, taxi cab. So speaking of taxi, when you sit in the car, the other day I took a taxi. As soon as you sit in the car on a weekend, so there's if you sit in Manhattan, so in between specific streets in Manhattan, there is a congestion fee which is $2.75. Then there is a fee that is already added by default. So basically you pay $8 without even moving. Then every minute is approximately $1, maybe more, or $2. So let's go inside. I hope you like this place. So when you're in New York, do come here. Beautiful place. And there is a DJ playing in the evening here. Oh God, why can I not open it? The guy downstairs told me I cannot film here, but no one said a word. So let's go see Queensboro Bridge from here. Oh my God, oysters. Can I just stay? Again, that ferry, it's called New York City Ferry. There is an app which can help you buy tickets to it, or you can do it at kiosks. You see that there are 2 levels of this bridge, very active traffic. When there are some events, they close this bridge. For example, when there is like a bike tour. The bar looks super nice, right? But we will go down now and continue to our next place, which is Smallpox Hospital, and then a place with a head of Roosevelt, President Roosevelt, and I promised you a story about him. Hello, RJ from Colorado. There are really nice bathrooms, at least they look nice from outside. Hi. That's where DJ is playing. Hi! DJ will start playing today at 6 p.m. Lizzie's been invited to places already. Alright, so let's go down. Nobody is here to say bye to us. Okay. Oh, sorry.
Oh, here, let me get this for you.
Oh, sorry.
Hi, thank you.
Thank you. Can I take this one?
Yes.
All right, thank you. Okay, I guess we go to the lobby. A little confusing. Don't disappear, don't go anywhere if connection drops, please. While we are going down, I will tell you who Roosevelt Island belongs to now. As I told you in the beginning, the Roosevelt Island used to belong to the family Blackwell, and it was called Blackwell Island. Now it belongs to New York City, acquired the island on July 19th, 1829, through a foreclosure. Later, they allowed me, so thank you so much. Yes, have a great day.
You too, thanks.
Thank you. So later it was ruled out to be illegal, and they only purchased it for $52.5 thousand US dollars. I like this guy here. You can see it in if you check my Instagram, I posted this guy. And for bookworms, people who love books, that's a perfect place. Come and read. It dropped for just a second, but I think we're back, right, Anton? So guys, I know I've been speaking a lot. I know that Lizzie was helping me do that part and also the night bot, but I want to remind you that I will be streaming at least 2 times a week, guaranteed, on Saturday 2 p.m. New York time every single week. In addition to that, there will be one floating day depending on my schedule. I'll be showing exactly what you see now. I'm preparing. I'm doing my due diligence. I'm doing my homework. I'm preparing each time for each stream. We're not finishing now, but we're just going to next place. That's why I'm just using the opportunity to remind you now to subscribe to my channel. If you like this video, if you like information that you hear, please put thumbs up, put a like, subscribe, put a like, and comments are really welcome. I do hope to get more than 1,000 followers within 6 months from starting the first stream or putting the first video on this channel. So please help me achieve this level. It will also help you, because if I have 1,000 followers, I can stream directly from YouTube. I can also add stories. If you have Instagram, you know what story is. It's called differently on YouTube, but it will help me deliver some more information to you. And also don't forget about community tab. So there are different tabs, including about channel, including community, then playlist and whatnot on YouTube. So community is when I share when the next stream will be coming out, or maybe some posting some pictures. So don't forget to check community tab as well. Okay, Natalia, how much a room there is at night? So one room, the cheapest room after taxes, as I said, you're overwhelmed, you're surrounded by taxes in America, especially in New York City. There is a separate New York City tax. So I was checking my pay stub the other day, and there are 6 different types of taxes, including NYC tax. So after taxes, cheapest room would cost approximately $250. Natalia does her homework for sure. I'm trying. Thank you, Patrick, for paying attention to this. So back to who Roosevelt Island belongs to now. So New York City acquired the island in 1828, as I said, for $52,500, and the deal back then was considered illegal, but who cares, right? And the state of New York now holds a 99-year lease on the island, which will expire in 2068. After that, so New York City bought from New York State. So after that time, it will go back to New York State, and New York will decide what to do with it. Since we spoke about housing a lot today, there are a lot of 99-year leases which were made in like about 100 years, well, less than 100 years ago, obviously, but in the middle of last century, and this law does not exist anymore. But a lot of places, a lot of houses are screwed because of that. Because when you make a lease, how many years ago? It was almost 100 years ago now, less 40, so 60 years ago. Back then, prices were much cheaper. And when you make a deal for 100 years for a cheap price, now this money is worth nothing, as you can imagine. It's not bad, Roberto, not bad. Yes, Anton, a bell and subscription. So this place has a nice view to Manhattan. In Manhattan, you are not allowed to use drones, like personal drones. You have to have permission for like professional drones, but I hope that in this area it was allowed. So several years ago I brought a drone here. I wanted to start it, but it didn't start. So remember I was telling you about cherry blossom. So cherry blossom starts right after this bridge. So this part is the part that blooms later. This part where we are now, that's the part which blooms first. And if you want, we can come here when it starts blooming. Do you want, guys? And the part which people don't know about, which I recommended to you earlier, that's right here. They just planted new cherry blossoms here So come here, you won't be disappointed. All right? So do you want to come here when cherry is at its top blossom in New York? Here and to Central Park. Wanna come? Wanna come? Wanna go? Want me to take you with me? We will return here in summer or during the cherry blossom. I think cherry blossom is much better. Yeah, I'll go. If Rick will go, we have to come. Okay, guys? Let's all hit the like button and share Natalia's channel with our friends. Yes, thank you. I'm aiming to have 500 first followers by middle of February. I really have my fingers crossed that it will come true, because the original idea of my streams is to show you New York, which some of you don't know, to show you, to tell you stories which some of you have never heard about, and it's all consolidated. It's all in one place. So what else do you want, right? And to show true story of New York. I will post some pictures on my stories today on Instagram, so I can totally understand people. So there is one window on 5th Avenue that was broken, and I thought it was with a bullet, but people told me that it's probably with a brick, and then they put together things which are happening these days in New York. You will never know like my political opinion, my religious opinion and whatnot, but I will tell you general information as to what I see. So people started putting things together. So like, oh, there is something happening. We heard something about New York, about what was happening in Times Square when some people were arrested. And it's true, it was happening. There are still, like every evening, there are helicopters hovering on top of, like hovering in Manhattan, right? Reason being, there was something that happened on January 7th in Memphis. I don't want to go into details. Whoever wants to read about it can do it themselves. But there are some protests happening these days, and people rightfully thought that maybe it's like shooting, and it's on 5th Avenue, part of shooting from what happened during protest, but it's not. So it has nothing to do with each other. But it's interesting how people's heads work, right? So now we're entering the last part of the park before we head to the most exciting, most interesting, most unusual and most hidden secret transportation in New York, Tram, which goes above water. That's the transportation will be taken on the way out of here. Yes, we are on Roosevelt Island, so these trees are new. This place is called Roosevelt Island. It's considered to be Manhattan, but it's... I would think that it's Queens, because there is no direct connection to Manhattan. And public bathroom, which you don't see many in New York. People asked me, and I understand the desire to get answer to that question. Tourists who come here, people who live here in Brooklyn, for example, and come to Manhattan, where are there like public bathrooms in New York? And I thought about this. I'm like, I don't ask myself that question because I live here, right? But tourists do have that issue, right? So if you're a tourist, and if you're like, I just came back from France, you see public bathrooms in Paris outside, and they are free. How do you find public bathrooms in New York? Do they exist? Well, you will not see a lot of them. There are some, just like now, but if you do want to use, I'm sorry to speak about this, but I think it's important for some people, right? If you do want to use, yes, I know it's windy, but once we turn, it won't be as bad. So if you do want to use a toilet when you are here and when you are walking and you don't know where to go, so here are my suggestions. If you're in Central Park, there are 2 bathrooms close to Boathouse. It's level of 72nd Street. One is right by the Boathouse. Second one is above Bethesda Terrace, also on the same level. So at least these 2 bathrooms are definitely working all the time. Well, they close for the night, but still. Then if you know New hotel, and usually in the building of in the lobby of that hotel, on the ground floor, there is also a bathroom you can use. I do not recommend that you use bathrooms of McDonald's or Starbucks. McDonald's, it's very dirty, and usually like homeless people open doors of McDonald's. It's like, it's not the best place. It's not the place you want to go to. And Starbucks, they can be like really persistent about bathrooms of that place to be used only by customers, same as restaurants. But hotel will always be your best bet. Some hotels do not allow not guests to use them, but that's very rare, like 1% out of 100. So this is a monument to disabled. So as I told you before, and we already forgot about it because it seems like it was a while ago, there used to be hospitals here. Now there is a hospital on this island as well, and there is also, so for people that were sick, like mentally ill, so for people who are disabled, gosh, I need to do splits. So for disabled people, to honor disabled people, they put this monument. You are taking notes. Good trick. So next time you come out of your home, you know where to go to use the bathroom. Oh, thank you, Patrick. Interesting monument, yes. You're gonna buy an muffin to use the McDonald's bathroom. I think anyone can use it from what I saw. But do you want to use it is the question. So that's another cat sanctuary. I love nature, I love all animals. I have a dog myself, but I love cats too. 1 cat, 2 cats, 2.5 cat, 3.
Look at her. She's gonna fight her. Again?
Fight over food?
No, they were just playing earlier.
Oh, okay.
Like this one jumped on that one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was cute. As they like chased each other.
Oh,
So cute.
they're so different. Who's making noises, you or them? Oh, okay.
Talking to them. They all ran out.
And you can donate if you like cats. You can donate right here. And they have a pretty big house. I wonder how much they pay for it.
There's like 20 cats.
20 cats, they said. Crazy. So let's go to Smallpox Hospital before we see Roosevelt, and then we will head out. And of course, Anton, what else will we see here? I love animals. Nice. I really respect people who love nature and animals. So this is Smallpox Hospital. It was only open for 100 years. So that's a contrast, right, from what you saw before and from Manhattan. So before the island was developed, it was so this island was home to a prison, an insane asylum, and this smallpox hospital that stood here for just 100 years before it was abandoned in 1950. It is now a national historical landmark. I like the cat sitting there on the ground floor. Hello, Miguel. Oh God, I love animals. Sorry, I have to show that cat. Hello, kitty. And as you remember, Lily was trying to get through. Like people who were able to join my stream yesterday, they witnessed how Lily tried to say hi to cats. And we're entering, so this is the Smallpox Hospital. And we are entering the last part of this place, which was the most, probably like the newest one, the most recently opened one. You cannot go there with pets, you have to, like, there are certain rules there. I love this building. What do you think about it? Hi, the Mighty Bull. It's pretty dark and gloomy now, but don't believe it, it's super warm and it's really nice. And Another Canadian geese says hi to Cleo. Goose. Sorry, not geese, just one. So Roosevelt, hi. This is Roosevelt Park, what I call Roosevelt Park. It's called it's Franklin Roosevelt for Freedoms Park, and it's located in the southern part of the island. As you see there, I know it's windy, but I hope you can hear me. Looks spooky. It is. That's why I like it. So as you see, it's not very crowded here. You can see just random people passing by. But one time when this park was crowded was when Hillary Clinton, announced her that she would be running for president in 2015. That's when there were a lot of people, a lot of media. During different times, whenever whenever the country supports different things, they paint, or like if there is Pride Week or Pride Month, they can paint this stair, or not paint, but just put something like a rainbow over this stairs, and then they do different art on these stairs. We don't see it now because nothing is happening, but if you come here during different time, you might. So that's where Hillary Clinton's campaign was taking place, on this field. And as I said, you will never know my political opinions and whatnot. I will be just giving you different information. For example, about the skate. Let me just turn so that you can hear me. About the skating rink, and that was developed, I would say, by Trump. You will hear me say about Clinton just as facts, but not going into details. And I am asking you to respect the same, not to fight over politics or religion, and be respectful to each other, okay? Rick. And at the end of this park, there is a top part of President Roosevelt. Well, this island was named after him in 1973. Some of you don't know, I did not know until I studied this material yesterday, that President Roosevelt had polio throughout his life. So what is that disease? That's when, well, there are different symptoms of that disease, but also, among other, he was paralyzed. So part of him could not move. If you want to know more about it, of course, you can read about it. But he, as I said, we saw the monument to disabled people. So Franklin Roosevelt was also disabled. He was the 32nd president of the United States, and he was the president between 1933 and until he died in April 1945. You would be surprised that he was president for so long, because president of the United States is only elected for 2 4-year terms, right? And you would be right to say that. But he was president, so he served as president 4 terms because he marketed himself as a steady hand to the United States as the country went through bad times, such as Great Depression and Second World War. So here is his face. You can say hi to him. Then we'll go to the very tip of this island. There is a movie called Concierge. So a guy there wanted to build a hotel. It was his dream. I'm not sure if it's translated the same way. Maybe you know that movie. Good actor too. So that's Roosevelt. And he wanted to build a hotel here. He wanted to open a hotel on this island. And a hotel where we just were, well, it just opened. It's really, really brand new, because when I was studying material, there was only one piece of information about that hotel, and back then it was written that they were in process. What is the name of this movie in English, Marina? And the actor, thank you to Marina, is Michael Fox. So maybe you know what this movie is. So this is view to downtown Manhattan. We see Queensboro Bridge, Williamsburg Bridge from here. It goes so after Queens. We see also, so we see two boroughs. So we're in Manhattan. To the right is Manhattan. To the left, no, 3 boroughs. To the left, that's Queens, and straight ahead, that's Brooklyn. Yes, this stream has been lasting for 2 hours and 14 minutes, but we will be finishing soon. Do you know that movie, guys? Then there is an iconic Pepsi Cola sign. We will say hi to Anton from here. That's in Queens. One day we will go to that part of Queens. It's also a very nice area in Long Island, Queens. And now we will head, well, there is a New York Police Department boat. There is another huge boat on the left. Cargo boat. Then there is police boat. So now the last thing that I want to show you here is a tram, and we will be taking a tram to get to the main part of Manhattan, and I will tell you some stories about it. Williamsburg, the hipsters' heaven. Is it? Well, I have to do my my homework about that. There's a lot of, I don't like that part of the island because you have to look at industrial side of it, you know, like this are like factories. A lot of places are abandoned. Once we will go there, we will walk there, and you will see it all for yourself. Are you going to sleep, Leonid? Or are you still with us? And I will show you the cherry blossom, which I spoke to you about on this side. I'm giving myself a little break. I am reading now what, if you have anything to write, if you have anything to comment, I am watching attentively. I would be happy to respond to everything. Don't forget to subscribe, please. Don't forget to put thumbs up if you liked the video or what I was saying, or if you could even understand what I was saying. It's a challenge to me because, as you know, English is not my first language, so it's very, very, very difficult, and I'm super shy as well. So whenever I think that you guys cannot understand me, then I become reserved. Hello, surfboard. Late but still on time. We will be taking the most exciting transportation in a few minutes. Someone asked me, can you swim on Roosevelt Island? You can, but in a pool. You cannot swim in water of Roosevelt Island, of course. No, you cannot swim in East River. Me shy, of course, Rick. I'm very modest and honest. Thank you, Anton. Very motivating. So I showed you a pool earlier that is covered now. I think it will be open for summer. There are also pools in the city that are only open in summer, and they are free. They can be a little filthy because even like homeless people can go there. But in general, there are not many pools in the city, at least not the pools where you can go without having been a member of some gym. And gyms here are expensive, like $300 per month. Great panorama. Yes, Leonid. Thank you, Lizzie. Thank you, Roberto. That's very supportive, and I really appreciate it. So this is the Smallpox hospital from another side. They are making sure that it stays. A little construction here. As long as I remember, they always do something with this building. And yeah. So another way to swim on this island, you see that there are a lot of, you already saw earlier that there were a lot of places where you could play sports. There is also a swimming pool. During the pandemic, oh, it's a very nice view to Chrysler Building. Sorry, I had to take a small break. Look how beautiful. And the summit. So during the pandemic, it was free. I don't know how much it would cost once it will reopen, but last time I was there, it cost approximately $5 or $7 to go there, and you don't need to be a member, so you can go and pay just for the times that you visit that pool. Thank you, Diamond Heart. Your heart is really made of diamond, according to what you write. And now we are going back to the bridge. So I mentioned already that the bridge was built in 1909. There is a tram that goes above water. It goes as high as where the car level is. The highest point is approximately 70 meters high. I spoke yesterday to the guy who drives that tram, and I would be happy to share information with you. So the tram ride is approximately 4 minutes. What does PSD stand for? Police. Sorry, what does PSD stand for? Police something department. Safety department. Thank you. Of course. Was there a war in New York? There is a war every day in New York. Rick suggests Nightbot to drink. Rick, do you recommend that Nightbot drinks? Why? That's really dark, amazing. I like to take picture there. Well, I took a picture from the rooftop yesterday, so if you want you can see. I think that there are 9 pictures that I posted today on my Instagram, so you can check them out. And if you are in New York, come here and take as many pictures as you want. There's also another place which I did not show. It's not far from Blackwell house. It's an old church from the end of 19th century. It just looks like a building of a church made of stone. So if you are ever here and if you want to see another old building, which is also part of the history now and one of the city's landmarks, you can go there as well. It's on the main street. Oh, I actually showed it when I was walking with a guy. We didn't go close to it, but I did show it. Right? I'm taking a little break here. So the tram goes for 4 minutes. The trams have been here since 1976. I was a little wrong. The highest point is 76 meters, which is approximately 250 feet. The length of this road, tram road, is 950 meters, which is 3,100 feet. Why did I go so high? Ugh, sorry. Let's go on this side. We have not walked here yet. What if it's closed? Okay, we'll go after the toilet. Sorry, speaking to myself. Pay no attention to this. And the tram goes with a speed of 18 miles per hour, which is approximately 29 kilometers an hour. So Roosevelt Island had been connected to Manhattan by a trolley, which is a steer car line that crossed over Queensboro Bridge from its opening in 1909, opening of the bridge, that is. Trolleys to and from Queens stopped in the middle of the bridge to meet an elevator, which then took passengers down to the island. And if you heard my conversation with a guy earlier, there is no way to get to the bridge, up to the bridge by foot anymore now, but it used to be back in time. As the only connection to the rest of the city from the island, that was the only connection to the island from the city, and the trolley remained in service until 1957. They tried to build, and they were pushing for a subway station where we started to be built on this island, but they were continuously postponing it. And that's why beginning in the mid 1970s, Roosevelt Island was redeveloped to accommodate low to income housing projects. And of course, there was a bigger need to build some sort of transportation, how to get here, right? So there was a subway back then that went to 63rd Street, and if you know one of the trains that go there, Lexington and 63rd Street, is F train. So that train stopped there, and it took much longer than expected to build a tunnel under the river for the train to get here. So instead of it being a temporary project, it became a permanent one. And now that site attracts a lot of people who live here and tourists. But at the same time, as I said, and as you can see, it's a hidden gem because tourists are not many in number. But when we go to the tram, you will see that out of nowhere, tourists do start to appear, and then you question yourself, like, where were all these people before? Because walking on the island, you don't really see them. So as I told you, as the subway project fell behind the schedule, the tram became more popular and was converted into a permanent facility. And the tram held a monopoly for service between Roosevelt Island and the rest of Manhattan until the subway connection to the island was finally completed. And that happened only in the end of 1989. Before the subway opened, there were two major disruptions in service. In 1978 for a replacement of some cables, and in 1986 after the liability insurance policy of the tramway expired. I asked yesterday the guy who rides that tram if there were any accidents. He has been driving, let's put it this way, the tram for 7 years. He was very direct in answering like all the questions I had, and were very honest, it seemed. So he said, I read that, wait 1 second, let me just check how many rides per day it takes. So each cabin, so there are two trams. Each cabin has a capacity for up to 110 people, and it makes approximately 115 trips a day. Well, that guy, he works full time. Whenever he needs to replace someone, of course, he gets more trips per day, and but he's paid overtime for that. I will tell you later what overtime in New York means for people who are not from here. So new trees are planted right next to the bridge over there, and there is more to the gym down here. So 115 trips a day, that's total, but each of them, so for a full day, which is 8 hours per day, 5 days a week, that would be 56 trips a day. Anything in addition to this, that's overtime. I sometimes came here when there was only one tram working, and it always makes me concerned. Well, there's nothing to be concerned about. This is they only switch on two trams on weekends between hours of 7 a.m. and 10 p.m. and during rush hours. As I said, he's been working here for 7 years, and when I asked him about major accidents, he said that there was nothing like that. Not in his memory, not what he read, but I read that there were 2 accidents, and they were like a long time ago. If you want to read more about it, I don't want to deliver bad information, but I'll just mention that people were stuck on top. Everyone was safe, so it ended up well. But in the previous century, there were 2 accidents. But since then, they have been working on it all the time, continuously. No accidents whatsoever. I was personally scared to ride on the tram before. These are actually cherry trees, but they will be more closer to the bridge. Because at the highest point, it was a little shaky. Well, recently, I think like 2 years ago, they did something, they changed something, and now it's very, very smooth. So you wouldn't even feel, it's like floating. And even if you are afraid of heights, I mean, I cannot speak for people who are afraid of heights, but I know that a lot of people really like that transportation. From the top, oh yeah, sure, I will. So there are cherry trees there, and I will show you view to Manhattan from the top here before we head to that tram. Price for the tram is $2.75, same price as for trains, subway, metro, tube, underground, call it whatever, and buses. You can use the same metro card as you use for any other public transportation in the city, and transfer is free. By transfer I mean, so the panorama, whoever wanted to see it, Marina, Leonid, and everyone else. So this is view from here, from this field. So by transfer I mean transfer to bus, transfer to subway within a 2-hour time frame is free. If you want to take the same tram back, you have to get out first, and then you have to pay again $2.75 to get to the main part of Manhattan. Got it? So now I'm definitely taking a break from speaking myself, and the word goes to you. Whatever you want to write, please do, and I will go back to your messages. Marina, are you happy? Where you go next time? Please inform us. We can come to watch again. Well, I can tell you that I stream at least twice a week. One stream is always at 2 p.m. on Saturday. Each Saturday, 2 p.m. New York time, guaranteed, no matter what. No matter what the weather is like, no matter in which mood I am, no matter how busy I am. With very rare exception, which I will let you know about in advance, I will post something in community, okay? Other streams are floating. I don't know on which day, on which time, or what I will show, but I try to inform in advance in a community tab. Beautiful view, isn't it, Lizzie? Hi, Natalia. Taking the tram back over. Yes, toilet brush salesman. Nice nickname. Marina, I take it as a yes. So these are my favorite. These trees, thank you. These trees look like nothing now. See, in 2 months, they will be so beautiful. Take my word for granted. And that's where there will be a lot of people. Most of them will be from Asia. I don't know why, but especially Asian people like to take thousands of photos, according to how often I see them here, of this beautiful blossom. How do you get to the island by boat? Thank you, Anton, for reminding. So one other way to get to the island is by boat. They were also discussing this before the tram appeared here, because there were 3 things that were competing. Subway, tram, and boat, or bus. No, sorry, not subway. Bus, tram, and ferry. And then the Oscar goes to, so the winner was tram. But now they also made a stop of the ferry on this island. They don't go that too often. There is a schedule which you can check through the app or online, or here when you go to the place where ferries stop. And yeah, ferry you can take as well. Those 3 were pitch black. They look like nothing now. They look like they're dead. But in 2 months, you will not recognize them. Sure. But let me go back to your messages. So what is the best part? A question from Leggy. So what is the best part of New York City? New York City or the 5 boroughs to live in? Boroughs is spelled a little differently, but the best place, well, it depends on what good is to you. If you like quiet and peace, that would be Brooklyn or Queens. If you like a pace of the city which doesn't sleep, that's Manhattan. If you like if you prefer cheaper, that's definitely not Manhattan, that's definitely not Roosevelt Island. So it all depends on what good to you is. And the swimming pool which I spoke to you about, which is currently under reconstruction, is here. Dear viewers, says Nightbot, remember to like this video, subscribe to the channel and click bell for next notifications. Marina, yes, the film brought him fame. The more you walk, your legs get used to it and feels like nothing. I usually walk no less than 15 kilometers a day. Yesterday it was 20. During the day when I work, it's usually, well, not less than 15 for sure. So this is the part, these are newer trees, and I think that they're different kind, and that's why the closer to the bridge you get, the later these specific trees bloom. I'm sorry if I missed your questions. I'm sorry if I missed your comments. I'm looking at all of them now, and I will respond to every single one. Japanese people, cherry trees, they're like sacred to them or something like that. Yes, but these are not Japanese people who come here. These are mostly people from China. Please subscribe, share, and turn your notification bell to all. Thank you, Patrick, for encouraging that people do that. And we're almost at the tram. I forgot that ferries are not boats. Lunchbox. Borough, yes, thank you. That's how borough is spelled. It's not same as borrowing money. That's the tram we will be taking now. Actually, we might have to rush to get there. I'm not paying $2.75 for one reason, because I have unlimited Metro card, which is activated for the month. Nibul might know from being French, if Nibul is still here. If you activate a weekly or a monthly I'm looking at the car and say card, we might not be able to make it, but we'll definitely make the next one. So if you activate a monthly card, it's only active Monday through, I don't know, Sunday, right? But here, no matter when you activate a monthly card, which is I think $33, no, not monthly, weekly card is $33, monthly is $127. That's the day when the card is active, and if it's a weekly card, it's good for 7 days. If it's a monthly card, for 30 days. And you can use monthly card or weekly card also to take that tram, even though there was before a special coin for that tram. Thank you, Lizzie. I can make it, but it's too crowded. Even if I make it, I'm not sure I will be able to show you from inside. And that's where you can buy cards, which you would swipe here. See, mine expires on the 26th of February, Marina. Okay, let's pass. Sorry. So first they let people go outside here, and then they let people on this side go in. Better wait, we'll see. If there is a space for me to stand next to the window and show you what's going on, I'll go. If not, I'll wait for the next one. Let's see. I think we can make it. Plenty of space. Good. That's the best spot. So you guys ready? Thank you, Leonid. I did go. You take me back on time today, Natalia. This beautiful experience live stream. Thank you, Roberto. Hello, if your question is not answered, you can ask them in comments. That's true. If I did not answer something, you can always write comments at the end of this after the stream is over, and I respond to every single one of them. I don't know any other streamer that does that, but I'm happy to do this. Thank you, Leggy. It's really pleasant to see this. Where are you from, Leggy? I'm sorry if I missed that earlier. Let's go. We are ready, but We are not moving yet. You see, that's exactly what I mentioned to you. You don't know where these people are coming from. You don't see all these tourists while walking on the island, right? Thank you, Lizzie. Lizzie's reminding everyone to please to press the like button and subscribe if you have not yet done so. There will be a lot of more interesting and different videos. To each one of them, I will be preparing to share information with you. And here we go. Oh, come on. So this is Queensboro Bridge. We are going for a ride, yay! Next time we will go in front of the tram. Now we're on the level of cars. It is pretty scary. Okay, you know what? People who are afraid of heights, don't take that tram. That bridge can be also crossed by foot and by bike. Okay, it is scary. Very nice. It is full, huh? 275. What is that? Very funny, still hard. Beautiful view again to Manhattan. Best time to come to Roosevelt Island is sunset when the sky is blue. Sunrise in Manhattan in general is not the best, while sunset, really nice. Marina, look at the white road. God, we're not at the highest point yet. Okay, I never looked down really like now, so it is pretty scary. Oh, why did it change? Okay, again, what I was saying to people about heights, like who are afraid of heights, it stays valid. Do not take it if you're afraid of heights. It's nice, it's a great experience, but I'm not afraid of heights. I'm putting myself in your shoes, so don't do it. Would you? Have you ever taken it, Patrick? Which camera? But where from? I live in New York. I show New York, but I'm originally from Russia. Dave knows Nibu? Never. Oh my god, you're not a true New Yorker. You should. How nice that short buildings with no elevators, which I'm pointing at right now, are located next to huge new skyscrapers, right? What a diverse architecture, same as diversity of people in the city. Hello, Idos. Hi, Poland. Thank you for commenting on the view. That's the name of the bridge. You can see how it's spelled, and it goes all the way to 2nd Avenue. We're slowing down closer to the stop, and if there are handicaps, if people ever want to go here on a wheelchair or with babies, there are also elevators. I think more than one, maybe just one, but handicaps can also take that tram. Natalia, what do you think when you're looking at the beautiful skyscrapers? I guess I'm more used to it now, but I like interesting architecture in general. and it is a regular commute. So people who live on the island use it not for sightseeing, of course, but they use it as everyday commute. Who else is walking commuter, another YouTube live streamer originally from Russia? Okay, interesting. I will have a look. Thank you for letting me know. It's cloudy, 11 degrees Celsius today in New York. It is cloudy, but it's super warm. It's not as windy, even though through the stream you could hear some wind, but it's not bad. Das ist fantastisch. Genau. So, and here we are. And this is the ending of my stream. Thank you for being with me. Thank you for all the comments. Thank you for the likes. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And thank you, special thanks to people who I already know, who come from one stream to another. You make me the most happy. People who are frequent, people who are here all the time. I remember you all already, and thank you guys very, very much. And I will see you definitely next Saturday at 2 p.m. New York time, but also one more time before that. Have a good night, have a good day wherever you are, and see you soon. Bye bye.